Welcome back, class. I'm going to show you how to make a circle graph using some data that I already changed into degrees and percentages. Okay, so first we're going to use stock A, which is 57 degrees. So the first thing you need to do is from the center of the circle, draw a line straight up to the top, and that'll be the baseline arm. Then you need to put your protractor on that line so that the crosshairs of the protractor, the T, lines up perfectly with the center of the circle. And then the line going to 0 is perfectly on that line that you just drew. Okay, so once you have that lined up as perfect as you can, then you go 57 degrees. And the important part is start at the 0. Don't just look for a 57, because there's also a 57 down here because there's a 0 starting from this side. So make sure you're following from the 0 and going up as well with the numbers. So go to 57, make a little mark, and then draw a line from that mark to the center. And that's your first pie piece. So here we see that it's 16%. So in here, I'm just going to put an A and 16% because this is stock A. Then the next stock is B, and it is at 31 degrees is what I need. So I'm going to turn this paper, I'm going to orient it this way, and then I'm just going to think of this as my new baseline arm. Line this up with the vertex there, and get it as perfect as you can. And then going over to 31 degrees. So 31, make a little mark, draw a line from the center over, and then you can label that B, and that's at 9%. And then the next one is C, but I'm going to skip down just to show you how to do a number that is bigger than 180. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use D next. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over so that this is going straight up. And obviously, as you can see, if I put the protractor here, going all the way around, it only goes to 180. So how do we go to 185? Well, what you need to do is turn this around the other way and line that up. So we know that this is 180. So now we just need to go to 5. And then we mark that. And it is important to remember that when you're drawing this line, that you remember that this is the section that you are drawing, not this section. So this section is D, and it is at 51%. And then C is done automatically for us. However, we want to make sure that we've done this correctly. And I, of course, put the wrong percentage in there. On purpose, of course, so people can notice that everyone makes mistakes. So, putting the protractor here, lining it up with 0, and going across, you can see that it lines up with the final 87 degrees. Okay, and then you can either leave it like this, but it is always best to include a legend as well. And that's what I want to see on your work. Okay, so you have it labeled here, and then I want you to color A color, B a different color, C a different color, D a different color, so that it's all on there. Nice and easy. Put a title as well. Don't use the word title, put an actual title. And that's how you do a circle graph.